Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tare, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. And today I'm up to song number 2661, and that one is Sugar on Sunday by The Clique. And I don't know how many guys are familiar with this song or this band. I guess they're both kind of obscure, but the song was released by the Clique in 1969. It went to number 22. They only had a couple of hits. I'll get into the Clique later, but I guess first I want to talk a little bit more about this song. Anyway, yeah, it was released on the album The Clique. It was their debut album. They had a few albums, but they only had a couple of hits. I guess I might as well talk about them now. Here's a picture of the Clique. They were kind of a late '60s band. They were formed in Austin, Texas. I'm not sure the exact year, but they started out as the Roustabouts, and then they changed their name to the Sandpipers, and finally the Clique in 1967. They had a few albums, but only one hit album. This one, their debut album, The Clique, which came out in 1969, and also featured a couple of their hits. They only had two Hot 100 hits. Their first was called I'll Hold Out My Hand, which went to number 45, and their second was the one I'm featuring today, Sugar on Sunday, which went to number 22. I think I should say a little bit more about this song, Sugar on Sunday, though. Actually, when I first heard this song, I didn't hear the Clear the Clicks version. The band that originally recorded it was a much bigger band. Tommy James and the Shondells. I'm sure you guys have all heard of them. Very famous, very popular psychedelic band from the late '60s. And they did release this as a single, but their single flopped, I guess. And it was also released on their album. I think this is the number one album of theirs called Crimson and Clover. It did feature the number one song Crimson and Clover by them, as well as several other hits, including their version of Sugar on Sunday. So anyway, that's kind of the history behind the song Sugar on Sunday. What else can I say about it? Not a whole lot. It's kind of one of those simplistic love songs from the late '60s. Basically, he's singing, "I'm only sugar on Sunday, I'm leaving on Monday, only got one day to love you." Yeah, so like, I guess just kind of fleeting romance, like a lot of people were having in the late '60s, and nothing really new there. So that's about all I can really say about the song. It's got kind of an interesting kind of psychedelic sound to it. I think Tommy James and the Shondells did a little bit better. The echo, they were pretty famous for their kind of echo sound effect, which they used in Crimson and Clover and Sweet Cherry Wine. I think the Click did too, actually. And the reason I decided to feature the Clicks version instead of Tommy James and the Shondells, I guess there's a couple of reasons. First of all, Tommy James, like I said, and the Shondells didn't, their version didn't chart, and the Clicks version did. And usually, if I have a choice between two versions of a song, one that charted and one that didn't, I usually put the one that charted in. I don't know why I do that, but I do. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about this song. And I just want to say one more thing before I finish today. Oh, by the way, the song was also featured on the Tommy James and the Shondells anthology. This is actually where I first heard it. This is an excellent album, by the way. I bought the CD, I think, in the '90s, and Tommy James and Shondells is a really excellent group, and I have several of their songs on my list, so you'll see plenty of them. I don't think I've actually featured any of their songs yet. I featured a couple songs that they wrote. I think I featured Moni Moni by Billy Idol back at number 2845, and I got plenty more of their songs, so you'll see a lot of Tommy James and the Shondell, particularly near the end of my list. Anyway, enough of that. I want to mention a feature that I'm planning on doing next month. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm really upset that Trump won this election. I'm very worried about what might happen to this country under him. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably share the same sentiment with me. Maybe there's some of you voted for him. Maybe there's some of you guys who like Trump, and that's fine. I'm not trying to alienate you. Maybe I have already by saying this. I don't know. But but I just think we're going to be in deep shit with him. So I'm planning a new feature starting on Sunday, January 19th of next year. That's the day before his inauguration, the day before he becomes the 47th president. Um, so what I'm gonna do is it's just gonna be a weekly feature every Sunday. I'm not religious either. That's why I'm doing this on Sunday, because I don't like organized religion of any kind, and I'm not a churchgoer. I don't go to church or temple. If you guys do, that's fine. I'm not gonna knock that, but I don't. So maybe you can think of this as my own church, if you like, my own little religion here. It's going to be an anti-Trump religion, if you like, an anti-Trump sermon every week. But it's going to be kind of like what I'm doing on this channel already. I mean, what I decided to do is I'm going to feature a song that's not on my list, not on my top 3,000, but a song that I think is relevant to what's been going on in the last week in the news, particularly pertaining to good old Donald Trump, you know. So I'll discuss, the weekly news and, kind of what it means for the country and what we should do about it, maybe. And I'm also gonna get high on pot. It's legal here in Nevada. So there's clinics all over the place here in Las Vegas. There's a clinic just a couple of miles from my house where I can buy it legally. So I'm gonna, I haven't smoked in about 3 years. I sort of came clean about 3 years ago. I don't think it's good to be a pothead. I'm not a pothead. I've never been one. The most I've ever smoked in my life was about 3 times a week. That was back in the 90s. And I probably already lost about 5 IQ points by all the pot I've smoked over my life, But I think once a week during Trump's presidency, maybe that'll knock down another point or so, but I can live with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get high and I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna be under the influence every Sunday when I do this feature. So it should be interesting for you guys to watch, see how I act when I'm high, and also when I'm talking about what I don't like about Trump. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, and anyway, that concludes my feature on Sugar on Sunday by the Clique. Thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.